Make sure to subscribe to beefuniverse.
Wait. Okay, I'm waiting. Because y'all know I'm uploading all these on some BBU shit. All the recaps to watch. Kaisen has 1,000% the biggest streamer we ever had. I was gonna watch Soul Leveling, but I like watching at the end of stream just because I don't know, just on some like just in case. I hate watching stuff too early in the day. Just in case niggas be federal, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't watched 2, yeah.
Is an anime that comes once in a lifetime. Whether you were there,
let's
for
watch
the
this
story,
AOT.
the characters, the action, the animation, or even the music, there was something there that caught everyone's attention. That's why the anime's ending is such a big deal. We've been waiting for this ending for years, and it's bittersweet. It truly feels like there will never be an anime like this again. That, of course, is not true because just as there were
delete what shit?
before it was created, there will also be
fuck
anime
no.
like afterward too. But
I might blow up off that shit. Fuck it.
Anguish in a world without our favorite titans. But at least we can be glad that the series was capable of reaching its conclusion.
What's good, Devin?
Which many other shows are never lucky enough to do. And so, to
haven't
celebrate
finished,
the
mute up.
series and to see it off in a way that honors it, we are going to cover the entire
Mute up,
timeline
nigga.
of the Attack on Titan world. So sit right back and let's get into it. Before we start, we need to understand that Attack on Titan does not use the same calendar that we do. The fall of Shiganshina, for instance, took place in the year 845. Since they don't seem to go by the year of our Lord as we do, we need to give them a new way of measuring the things that happen.
Cue that, yo, cue that.
In such cases,
That boy been in
we're
the gym.
going to use BSC, which stands for Before Standard Calendar. So now that we've explained that, I think we're ready to start. Time immemorial BSC. The first form of living matter comes into existence.
I haven't watched any of it animated, so that's why I'm low-key hyped to see this like this. I haven't watched the series. I haven't watched it at all. I only read this shit.
Creature. There seem to be many of them, but as time passed, they apparently reached a point of near extinction. Only one is shown to survive. It made its home under a tree in what is known as modern-day Marley. There, it awaited a certain little girl who would use its power to turn the whole world on its head. Unknown point in time to 1003 BSC, the Eldian Empire begins to come into power. In a small village somewhere in modern-day Marley, a young girl named Amir gathers water in her pail as she watches the horseback riders coming in with the heads of the village's warriors on pikes. The king takes command of the village and enslaves all who live within, removing the tongues of many. During this time, Ymir is stationed as a feeder of the pigs, in which she accidentally opens the gate and allows one to escape. The pig is later found dead, and the king demands to know who it was who did it, threatening to remove it.
Relax, bro. Enjoy the food.
They all pin it on Ymir. As punishment, he frees her from being a slave and instead turns her into prey for a mock fox hunt. They give her a head start and begin to chase her down, firing arrows into her in attempts to kill her. Wounded and bloody, she makes her way into a massive hollowed-out tree where she accidentally falls into an underground aquifer, where she comes into contact with a strange hallucinogen that merges with her spine. In exchange for becoming host to it, it grants her full control over her form, which
oh god, I'm eating like I have never ate before.
Creature of, and don't quote me on this, about 250 meters. This thing is witnessed by the hunters. Ymir, with his new power, instead of being free, decides to go back to the Eldians and offer her new powers to the king in exchange for becoming his personal servant. He accepts. 995 BSC. Ymir continues to work as
It's a good recap. It's been a while.
He squashes his enemies, builds his bridges, paves his roads, and even marries him and begets him children. Despite having married her, his lecherous nature remains as she is left to care for her children.
What do you do? Shit yourself. Okay, that's crazy.
Together they bear 3 daughters.
My bad. Don't do that. Thug it out, bro. How long left you got on your walk or run?
Where she squashes his enemies, builds his bridges, paves his roads, and even marries him and begets him children. Despite having married her, his lecherous nature remains as she is left to care for her children and to pine for the man who sees her as no more than a weapon. Together, they bear 3 daughters. Their names are Sina, Rose, and Maria. 990 BSC to the year 370 BSC. King Fritz sits upon his throne looking over his soldiers when one recruited from a fallen...
What's good, artist? What's good, Stevie? 30 more minutes? Damn, how long total? E-date? E-date is... I'm going to be on a Discord with a bunch of niggas and some girls. Or a girl. And a bunch of niggas are trying to date the girl. Like, date the girl, pretty much. So, this is the first ever one I'm going to compete in. Compete. It's cringe, but fuck it. I need my clips, bitch. I got to blow up. And no, I'm not addressing to you as a bitch.
And Kingdom stands and throws his spear at the king. Without a moment's hesitation, Ymir throws herself in front of the king and takes the shot. The king commands her to get up and heal, stating that he knows she can regenerate. However, the tired Ymir instead chooses to succumb to her injuries. As a result, the king...
I saw your picture, Steve. That shit look crazy.
...has Ymir's body butchered and force-fed to his 3 daughters, who each inherit Titan powers.
Damn.
The additional 8 Titans
I
besides
forgot
the
about
founding Titan. Ymir also at this time begins existing in the extra world. The king, unwilling to lose the power of the Titans, has Ymir's body butchered and force-fed to his 3 daughters.
What you eating for dinner?
Powers, giving birth to the additional 8 Titans besides the founding Titan. Ymir also at this time begins existing in the extra-dimensional plane known as the Paths, where she witnesses a tree of light sprout 3 branches, signifying that 3 more Titans are born. From here, she works tirelessly to build them bodies upon command, remaining a slave to King Fritz even in death. The daughters of the king bequeath their Titans to their own heirs 13 years after inheriting them due to the curse their mother put on Titans that indicate that anyone bearing their powers will die 13 years after inheriting them. The same number of years she lived before dying saving the king. The Fritz family would maintain control of the founder, but would later bequeath the remaining 8 to noble families bearing Ymir's blood. At some point in time, though, the families each begin to wage war, trying to take the Titans from the other noble families, creating an all-out battle royale within the government, which the Fritz family manages to stop due to the power of the founding Titans. The Ackerman clan are later born to become the sword and shield of the Fritz family, and are specifically altered to be unable to be affected by the founding Titans' powers. The fall of Lago supposedly happens prior to the Great Titan War, with the Titans ravaging Lago, Vale, and Monte in 3 battles.
Even though I'm watching the recap and I've already read it, why is this shit still so confusing to me? Huh? Yeah, August has always been a good emoter. Shit spicy. I'm lagging. What am I confused on? That's a good question. It's called Famous Days I've Never Been. It's like barbecue. You gotta let me know. You gotta low-key take a picture of your plate if you don't mind. Yeah, don't mute up. You clearly don't want to finish it that bad, Paxton. Fuck it, watch it. What am I confused on? Not really anything. I ain't gonna lie. It's just a lot.
In humanity. This, however, is fabricated.
Attack on Titan is just a lot of information.
To both force guilt upon remaining Eldians, as well as turn the opinion of Marleyans against.
And the fact that I'm like remembering everything is kind of like overwhelming my brain.
Eldians. Current era. Year 240. A pandemic sweeps across the world, causing many, many casualties. However, the King of Eldia uses the power of the founding Titan to make all Eldians immune to the disease.
And I'm not gonna lie, during this time when they were explaining all this kind of stuff, I kind of started tapping out. I was just kind of skimming through quick.
This causes Eldian numbers to skyrocket as the rest of the world takes the brunt of the pandemic. When the world rebalances, the ratio of Eldian to non-Eldian has become far closer than previous. Year 700 to 780. The nation of Hizadu allies with Eldia. However, Karl Fritz soon inherits the founding Titan. Disgusted by the bloody history on which Eldia was built, he denounces his nation and its usage of Titans and conspires with the Tiber family to begin a war with which the founding Titan will appear to be overthrown. They concoct the story of the Marleyan Halos and wage war in which the founding Titan and many of his loyal subjects flee across the sea to an island he names his new paradise, a place he hopes to enjoy until the world's justice catches up with the Eldian sins and destroys them. He invites many of Hizadu's Shogun clan to join them, forming the Asian clan with which Mikasa is born. Many of the Eldians outside of the loop decide to stay in Eldia where they wage war. With the founding Titan gone, infighting begins to occur in the Eldian government, which the Marleyans take as an opportunity to free themselves. As the 8 houses fight each other, Marley unites under the banner of the Tiber family's Warhammer Titan and begins to take down the other houses and slowly grant the powers to the Marleyans, who take up the power of the Titans to further defeat Eldia. They manage to take all 8 Titans and bring an official end to the Eldian Empire, sweeping across the continent, returning the glory of Marley. Elsewhere on Paradise, King Fritz decides to form a massive fortress in which all Eldians will live, and thus takes some of the Eldians and turns them into colossal Titans that he commands to harden into the walls Maria, Rose, and Cena. He further creates pure Titans outside of the walls to stand as sentinels against any invading forces. He issues a decree to the world to lie in wait. Should there be any attempt to destroy the peace he's built on Paradise Island, he will unleash his wall Titans on the world in a massive rumbling and destroy everyone. This, of course,
are you going to dinner too?
Meant to buy time. Hizadu would then take a hit in status due to Eldia going belly up. King Karl Fritz then renounces all war and binds the power of the founding Titan by this oath, to which no future inheritors may use it for war ever again. Only the Fritz family and Marley and the Tiber family know of this secret oath. After this, Karl Fritz uses the power of the founder to wipe the memories of all Eldians on Paradise, and puts forward the false history that the world beyond the walls was destroyed by the Titans. The only groups within Paradise not affected are the royal bloodline, who inherit the memories of the founder, the Ackerman clan, who were augmented by the founder to be immune to its influence, and the Asian clan, who were not of Eldian blood at all. Karl Fritz grants noble status to the Ackerman clan and Asian clan in exchange for their silence, but it doesn't take, and the royal family has both clans hunted down and exterminated. The Marleyans begin to study Titan biology and come to learn that the founding Titan connects all Titans via the paths, which are invisible to the naked eye, and that these paths converge on the founding Titan. Thus, the Marleyans codename the founder as Coordinate. 780 to 785. The rise of the Eldian restorationists begins with a cult dedicated to the founder Ymir. They take a little girl off the streets and name her Ymir and call her the new incarnation of the founder. The little girl is treated like a princess until Marley breaks them up. Everyone blames it all on Ymir, and in return for her crimes, she's then taken to Paradise, where she's turned into a pure Titan by the Marleyans and set to roam the island for all eternity.
Damn!
806 to 835. Grisha Yeager is born in an Eldian internment camp and is soon followed by his little sister Faye. Together, they wander out of the internment zone as airships return and are found by 2 Marleyan officers.
I forgot about this.
Kruger's partner volunteers to take Faye home, while Kruger decides to deal with Grisha personally. Asking whether he would rather work in the mines to pay off his debt to society or just get a brutal beating, Grisha chooses the beating and receives what he asks for. Kruger then tells him to wait and watch the airships since he traveled so far and just got beat up to see them. So Grisha does, but returning home, he's horrified to hear that Faye was killed, mauled to death by Marleyan guard dogs. Grisha's parents blame him for the incident. Kruger would then go on to inherit the Attack Titan and become known as the Eldian Restorationist, the Owl. Grisha Yeager, disillusioned with Marleyan society since the murder of his sister, joins the Eldian Restorationists. During this time, he meets Dina Fritz, the last surviving rising pure-blooded royal
Damn,
Eldia,
Zeke.
and the two marry and bear a son that they name Ezekiel. Alright,
Yeah.
headcanon, but Zeke is generally short for Ezekiel, and I like that name. On Paradise, Erwin Smith's father becomes a school teacher, to which his son attends the school. Smith's father puts forward a theory in secret that the history of the world doesn't make sense sometimes and may be fabricated by the government to hide the truth. Erwin naively tells his friends, who tell their parents. Word gets around and the government takes away Smith's father. Erwin never sees his father again. In this same span of time, Frida Reese is born, and Tom Xarver inherits the Beast Titan. The same year Xarver inherits the Beast, 829 to be exact, Uri Reese is born around and the government takes away Smith's father. Erwin never sees his father again. In this same span of time, Frida Reese is born, and Tom Xarver inherits the Beast Titan. The same year Xarver inherits the Beast, 829 to be exact, Uri Reese inherits the family titan of his father. Kenny Ackerman, one of the few surviving Ackerman clansmen, learns of the persecution of his clan and sets out to assassinate the king that he discovers to be Uri Reese. Kenny fails, and Rod begs his brother to kill Kenny, but instead Uri forgives his assailant, apologizes for the crimes committed against his clan, and invites him to join the 1st Interior Squad. During this time, Kenny joins a group of followers who worship the Founding Titan, and Kenny becomes jealous of the peace that Uri possesses and begins to covet the Founding Titan's powers. Marley then begins to covet the resources under Paradise Island and prepares to train Eldian children to become inheritors of 7 of the 8 Titans, promising full citizenship to the Eldian and their family upon completion of their training. After learning this from Kruger, Grisha forces Zeke to try out, but Zeke is not strong enough and begins to fail, causing disappointment. He questions the Eldian restorationists, but Grisha, in an attempt to disindoctrinate his son of Marleyan propaganda, begins to force Eldian dogma onto his son, which puts him into a tougher spot. Hearing of the Marleyan Public Security Agency's advances in finding the Eldian restorationists, Zeke attempts to get his parents to quit, but they refuse. Terrified, Zeke confides in Tom Xarver, who recommends telling the authorities to save his own skin, and
you're literally never
Zeke
lost.
makes the hard choice of turning his parents in, which earns him the trust of the Marleyan government, who name him the next heir to the Beast Titan. Grisha and Dina are taken to Paradise, where their comrades are all turned into pure Titans. Last of all, Dina is turned into a pure Titan, and Grisha is forced to watch.
I forgot about all that.
The Attack Titan and routs the Marleyan forces there and transfers the mission to reclaim the founder.
Facts, catch up, August.
Attack Titan to Grisha, who takes it with him to Walmaria, choosing to live in
Yo, like, I completely forgot. I ain't lie, when they did this transition, bro, it was crazy. Because we always thought, like, dude, you know what's crazy? Well, no, the thing that fucked me up about this shit was we always thought in the beginning that where Aaron them was from was the main land. So when they set out to go to this other land, we thought they were going to like some side land, and then we realized that's the real main land. Bro, that blew my mind, bro. When I read, bro, that literally fried my brain, dog. I was like, what? Oh my God, that was crazy. That was literally peak, bro. That was legitimately peak, bro.
To force Eldian dogma onto his son, which puts
that
him
shit
in a
was
tougher
crazy.
spot. Hearing of the Marleyan Public Security Agency's advances in finding the Eldian restorationists, Zeke attempts to get his parents to quit, but they
thinker
refuse.
music.
Terrified, Zeke confides in
I
Tom
have
Xarver,
liked it.
who recommends telling the authorities.
Wait, I gotta go back.
Grisha forces Zeke to try out, but Zeke is not strong enough and begins to fail, causing disappointment. He questions the Eldian
I went far back way too
restorationists,
much.
but Grisha, in an attempt to disindoctrinate his son of Marleyan propaganda, begins to force Eldian dogma onto his son, which puts him into a tougher spot. Hearing of the Marleyan Public Security Agency's advances in finding the Eldian restorationists, Zeke attempts to get his parents to quit, but they refuse. Terrified, Zeke confides in Tom Xarver, who recommends telling the authorities to save his own skin and the skin of his grandparents. Zeke makes the hard choice of turning his parents in, which earns him the trust of the Marleyan government, who name him the next heir to the Beast Titan. Grisha and Dina are taken to Paradise, where their comrades are all
but I'm not gonna press buttons every time.
The pure Titans. Last of all, Dina is turned into a pure Titan, and Grisha is forced to watch. However, before Grisha can be turned, Kruger turns into the Attack Titan and routs the Marleyan forces there and transfers the mission to reclaim the founder, as well as ownership of the Attack Titan, to Grisha, who takes it with him to Walmaria, choosing to live in the Shiganshina district. During this time, Keith Shaddis is named the 12th commander of the Survey Corps. His reputation begins to enter freefall with each failure. He refuses to listen to Erwin Smith, who clearly knows what he's doing. An epidemic hits Shiganshina. Grisha is credited with being the one to solve the problem, and he treats Carla, a woman who would later become his wife.
Nice.
Aaron Yeager is soon born.
Aaron!
To 844. Grisha comes to learn that the Reese family are the true royals of the walls and that they possess the Founding Titan. He discovers the chapel where the Reese family gathered early, but refuses to enter it, scared of losing his family a second time. Frida Reese inherits the Founding Titan from her uncle Uri, and Zeke inherits the Beast Titan from Tom Xarver. Zeke keeps Tom's corrective lenses, opting to wear them himself as a memento to a father figure early, but refuses to enter it, scared of losing his family a second time. Frida Reese inherits the Founding Titan from her uncle Uri, and Zeke inherits the Beast Titan from Tom Xarver. Zeke keeps Tom's corrective lenses, opting to wear them himself as a memento to a father figure he respected as much as he ever did Grisha. Zeke also recalls his plan he and Tom came up with to passively euthanize the Eldian people by removing their ability to reproduce. At this time, other Titans are chosen from the warrior unit. These Titans are Reiner Braun, who, for his unwavering faith in Marley, is given access to the Armored Titan.
I forgot about all
of
this.
With an intelligent nature, is given access to the Colossal Titan. Annie Leonhardt, who, for her deadly and the female Titan. Marcel Galliard, who is chosen to be the Jaw Titan after taking down to give Reiner a chance, and Piet Finger.
I literally forgot about all. I literally forgot these niggas were literally spies and shit, bro. Literally.
who for her intelligent,
my
resourceful,
God.
and meekly enduring nature is chosen to be the user of the Cart Titan. The group is groomed to go to paradise for their mission to reclaim the founder. They prove themselves on the field of battle. Annie also mentions that at this time, upon learning how adaptable the female Titan is, they force her to eat the most obscene things to bolster her power. During this time, as they enjoy their parade in Marley, Reiner gets to meet his father and is disappointed when the man wants nothing to do with him, crushing Reiner's hopes of making his family whole again. Levi at this time would be asked to join the Survey Corps and would accept. Mikasa Ackerman and her family live peacefully in a small cabin in the middle of nowhere. It's then that
You ain't
human
watch
traffickers
it?
locate
This
them
shit
and kill
tough,
both her
bro.
father and mother, leaving only Mikasa alive. It just so happens that this is the day that Dr. Grisha Yeager was scheduled to visit their home. Upon finding the bodies, Grisha demands that his son just enjoy their parade in Marley. Reiner gets to meet his father and is disappointed when the man wants nothing to do with him, crushing Reiner's hopes of making his family whole again. Levi at this time would be asked to join the Survey Corps and would accept. Mikasa Ackerman and her family live peacefully in a small cabin in the middle of nowhere. It's then that human traffickers locate them and kill both her father and mother.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. I
It
remember
just
that. I
so
remember
happens
that.
that this is the day that Dr. Grisha Yeager was scheduled to visit their home. Upon finding the bodies, Grisha
I
demands
remember,
that his
yep,
son,
yeah, I remember.
Eren, stay put. Eren does not do
That's
as
why she's
asked
so
and
attached to
ends up
Eren and
locating the
shit.
traffickers. He plays on their sympathy and causes them to let their guard down, and he kills 2 of the 3.
Yeah, yeah, Eren get busy.
Mr. Ackerman blood and stabs the man in the heart from the back. Grisha angrily scolds Eren for what he's done, but Eren
She
fires.
wasn't really actually attached to Eren or some shit, right? That she like lied to him or some shit at the end, right? That like she just did it for because she loved him or some shit, right? Oh, that is how that shit ended, right? Because at first it was like he's bound to. She told him like she was bound to him or some shit, right? But he actually, because then at the end she like told in the beginning she told him the reason why she feels the connection to him because she's like bound to him or some shit. But at the end, did she tell him that that was a lie and she only did it because she like loved him or some bullshit? I don't know.
Back saying that if they had done nothing, Mikasa would have died. Eren then notices that Mikasa's cold and wraps a scarf around her, giving her the treasure she would hold on to for the rest of her life.
Maybe
Mikasa
I'm just
is then
saying
adopted by the
anything.
Yeager family, where Eren, Mikasa, and Armin all meet for the first time. At some point, Armin's parents
Yeah, I
attempt to
guess.
go over the walls in an air balloon, but are caught and killed by military police. Zeke, meanwhile, discovers that he is capable of turning other Eldians into Titans with his spinal fluid, and then is capable of controlling them with his roar in a manner described only by the Marleyans as founder-like. They wonder what his secret is, but only Zeke realizes that it's because he is secretly a pure-blooded royal from his mother's side. 845 to 850. Erwin Smith takes the
So
role
deep.
of the 13th Regiment leader of the Survey Corps. The warriors land on Paradise Island. Marcel is eaten when Amir finds him. Reiner takes command and continues the operation in the face of everyone wanting to quit. Eren picks firewood with Mikasa and dreams of becoming a scout. They protect Armin from bullies who shows them a book about the outside world.
Armin.
Bertolt transforms into the Colossal Titan and kicks the walls in, letting Titans in to eat the
Damn.
citizens of Shiganshina, including Carly Yeager, which spurs Eren to make an oath to kill all Titans. Reiner uses the armored Titan to punch a hole in Wall Maria, compromising the entire wall. Grisha finally confronts the Reese family, however he cannot bring himself to kill them. Future Eren spurs him on though and forces him to slaughter everyone except for Rod. Grisha claims the founding
This
Titan.
is another part that bent my brain over and had straight doggy style with it. I was so confused.
Uses the armored Titan to punch a hole in Wall Maria, compromising the entire wall. Grisha finally confronts the Reese family, however he cannot bring himself
Because
to kill
time
them.
travel be so confusing, bro. Like, what do you mean, Eren? What do you mean, Eren went back in time and told his dad to do this? Bitch, what do you mean by that? So I guess Eren went back in time and told his pops to do this and that, but I don't even know. Because bro, you know what? The thing that always confuses me about time travel like this is when did it start? You get what I'm saying? When did? Because what do you just play? Because my brain's about to start braining and I'm about to get confused. Just play it, bro.
Eren spurs
Just
him
play
on
it,
though
just
and
play it, bro.
forces him to
Just play it,
slaughter
bro.
Everyone except for Rod. Grisha claims the founding Titan. He then returns to Wall Rose and ventures to the refugee camp and takes Eren to the side, gives him the key to the basement, and then transfers the attack Titan to him. Rod Reese would then find Alma, the mother of his illegitimate daughter Historia, and kills her in an attempt to reclaim his daughter and further his bloodline. She ends up taking the name Christina Lenz and joining the Cadet Corps. She would meet Amir, who would become her closest friend. A year after the fall of Shiganshina, the government sends the excess refugees to recapture Wall Maria, a suicide mission in which Armin's grandfather is killed. Eren, Mikasa, and Armin join the 104th Cadet Corps and begin training. Zeke discovers that he can create Titans by injecting them with his spinal fluid. 850. The 104th Cadet Corps are stationed in Trust, where everything is peaceful until the Colossal Titan appears again. This Titan kicks in the wall, but the armored Titan fails to break through Wall Rose. The battle becomes desperate to keep Titans out of Wall Rose. During this battle, Eren is eaten, but eventually realizes that he can turn into a Titan, and uses this power to win the day by sealing up the wall with a boulder. The people within the walls are understandably wary of Eren, and a military tribunal is called to determine his fate. Eren is spared by the tribunal when Levi Ackerman promises to take responsibility for him. Eren begins training and
Yeah,
studying
this
his
is
powers
early.
and Titans in general.
It's because it's the exact timeline. So this is literally like the beginning of the show right here. But all the stuff before is like you find out later, so it connects better, type shit.
His study Titans, Sonny and Bean, are killed by the warrior unit. Erwin asks Eren the all-important question of who do you think the true enemy is, insinuating that it is humans all along that are trying to destroy everyone. The scout regiment attempt to return to Shiganshina to discover what could be within the basement that Eren's father so desperately wanted Eren to see. They ride toward the district but are attacked by the female titan, which they lure into the forest and trap. However, the female titan summons titans to eat her, and her shifter escapes through the fray. She reassumes titan form and kills Levi's squad, forcing Eren into confrontation with her, where she unapologetically kicks his ass and attempts to kidnap him. However, Mikasa and Levi chase her down and manage to rescue Eren. The scouts then attempt to flee back to Wall Rose, where they're chased down by titans. However, they escape. Despite the loss, the scouts discover who is truly behind this and lure Annie Leonhardt into a trap in the Stohas district of Walsina, where she's defeated by Eren. She encapsulates herself into a crystal made of hardened titan flesh to survive. The scouts learn nothing from Annie this way, and Erwin, despite the casualties in Stohas, manages to garner approval from the nobles. They also learn that there are titans inside the walls. However, the
this shit
battle
was
isn't
good,
over until Beast Titan and
bruh.
Dark Titan make their appearances in Shiganshina for the first time, where they proceed to make their way into Wall Rose. The Beast Titan proceeds to have everyone in Rogako village turned into pure titans and begins leading an assault from there.
Damn, I forgot about it.
Levi! To help deal with this crisis. They go to differing villages to warn them of the threat, all while attempting to find where in the wall there'd been a breach. Despite riding for as long as they had, there was no breach detectable. At around this time, Zeke discovers ODM gear and finds it to be a novel idea, sending its specs back to Marley. The scouts then flee to a castle to wait out the night. There, they seek out resources and find cans upon cans of Marleyan food, which Reiner discovers that Amir can read. Castle Utgard is then converged upon by the Beast Titan and the Pure Titans. This leaves Reiner and Berthold startled, particularly when they're asked why they're so surprised.
Bro, there's so many like little clues. So many little clues that they left, bro. Like the fact that she could read it and stuff like that. Like, so many little clues, bro. So many little clues.
Looks like they just saw a living legend. Zeke makes his way to the top of the wall. Castle Utgard falls, but before everyone can be killed, Amir turns into the Jaw Titan to protect the others and nearly perishes until the rest of the scout regiment arrives. They take Amir to everyone so surprised, saying it looks like they just saw a living legend. Zeke makes his way to the top of the wall. Castle Utgard falls, but before everyone can be killed, Amir turns into the Jaw Titan to protect the others and nearly perishes until the rest of the scout regiment arrives. They take Amir to Wall Rose for medical treatment. However, upon making it there, Reiner and Berthold take Eren to the side, where Reiner spills the beans that he and Berthold are the armored and colossal titans, respectively, startling Eren.
I ain't like when he first said it, I thought they was trolling us. Yeah, I thought they was trolling us.
Mikasa tries to kill them, but Reiner and Berthold transform and take Eren. Reiner, as the armored titan, grips Eren and slides down the walls, while the colossal titan follows Amir and holds off the scouts from atop the wall. Reiner hits the ground, but Eren transforms. It's a one-sided battle.
This is big. I gotta watch this shit, bruh. Bruh. I feel like watching it is so fire, but I don't know. I feel like I can't do it.
Begin to shatter the armored titan's armor. When it looks like Eren might win, Reiner pushes Eren under Berthold and cries out for him to fall. Berthold then falls off the side of the wall and lands on top of them, giving Reiner the opening he needs to escape with Eren. The scouts get their horses and quickly give chase. They chase the armored titan back to Walmarine's
So crazy,
but
bro.
quickly find themselves caught up to by the scouts. They continue to run, but Erwin daringly breaks off and lures pure titans behind toward the armored titan.
And it's your first anime too, right?
But results in Hannes' death at the hands of the smiling titan. Eren makes contact with Dina Fritz and then summons the full power of the founding titan, which he then uses to command the other titans to attack Reiner and Berthold and to kill the smiling titan. They then make their way back to Wall Rose. Reiner and Berthold free with Amir.
I honestly forgot how Eren has the founding titan powers, but I'm about to obviously get reminded, so I can't wait to be brain fucked by that.
When they send Amir back to Marley to have
I can't remember how he has it, or the coordinate or whatever. Oh wait, isn't it like? Okay, yeah, don't tell.
Seem to be humans turned into monsters, as shown in Rogako Village, where they discover that the remaining pure titan was Patty's mother.
Yozan swears this show was so good, every other show so bad.
And serve under Levi. However, it's discovered that the government is now against them for learning too much about Titans and the walls. They attempt to capture Squad Levi, but Squad Levi...
They said, alright, wait, what they say?
Reeves is discovered to be in cahoots with the military police, and Kenny Ackerman and his squad of interior police are sent to kill him and take Astoria and Eren. This succeeds.
What's up? Holy Levi. Loki a bitch, but I fuck with him. Yeah. Because when he explained it, he said he only gave him the attack titan, but in my mind, didn't he give him both or some shit? Grisha killed the girl with the founder at the time. Right, correct. I'm following. Looking down at my wrist. I don't understand it. I've been seeing crystal clear. I probably never ever love another bitch. Marin actually posted he actually posted flight reacts. You a funny nigga. No, I knew about the attack time. I'm talking about how he's able to control them. But like I said, they were going to explain it because it hasn't been brought up yet.
Erwin, Pixis, and Commander-in-Chief Zachary plot to overthrow the government, discovering that the current king is a
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that for sure.
Has been manipulating everyone, hiding information about the walls. They plan to bring down the treasonous Reese family and replace them with Historia. They locate the Reese family at the chapel and attempt to break in. They're met with Kenny Ackerman, who
Wait.
betrays...
That is what I'm asking. But you told me how he got the Attack Titan. Or did he get both at the same time? And we just thought, the whole time we thought it was just the Attack Titan. You just confused me. No cap. Yeah, he got the founding, but did he give the attack and the founder to Eren at the same time? Oh, okay. I've been seeing crystal clear. Grisha had attack time. Okay, so he had both. So he transferred both. Okay.
Rod Reese and attempts to free Eren, allowing him to turn into a Titan. However, Eren refuses, believing that it's his fault that all of this happened, and surrenders to Historia so that she can eat him. Historia refuses and shatters the syringe of Titan fluid. Rod Reese, however, won't let this slide and ingests the Titan fluid and becomes a massive aberrant Titan known as the King of the Walls. The scouts come together to defeat him before he can level the Orpha district.
Can I see aura'd out Eren, please?
The Titan makes it to the walls, where it's discovered that the ground it had been dragging itself over had worn away its face, leaving its mouth wide open for Eren to throw the gunpowder in. The Titan detonates, sending chunks flying everywhere. However, Rod is still alive, and Historia must find the chunk he's in to kill him. She locates the chunk and slices it, killing her father. She then claims her right to the throne and becomes queen. After this, the group is allowed to rest for a while as they prepare to return to Shiganshina. After a nice celebratory party, they march to Shiganshina, where Reiner is found hiding in the walls. Eren seals one wall of Shiganshina, but it's discovered to be a trap. I
forgot about all this, bro.
Boxed in with his pure Titans. After Eren engages in combat with Reiner and Reiner's defeated, he lets out a roar, and Berthold is thrown into the district where he transformed into the Colossal Titan.
Oh my god!
Berthold, but things look bad. Erwin knows he needs to bring down the Beast Titan, so he orders Levi to kill Zeke while Erwin and his squad distract him.
The fact that there's still so much show to go.
Are destroyed, one and all, save for Floch. Levi manages to cut down the Titans, but fails to kill Zeke. At this time, Reiner is beaten a second time by Mikasa, and Berthold is defeated by Eren and Armin, though Armin is left mortally wounded. It's then revealed that Erwin also survived, but is mortally wounded.
Shit.
Levi to decide whether to revive Erwin or Armin, and in the end, after Erwin seems to refuse,
Armin got bar rescued by that steam, but
turning Armin into the Colossal Titan. They end up going into the basement and discovering that there really is a civilization beyond the sea, and that they're very racist. After this, Erwin and Mikasa are thrown in the brig for attacking Levi over his decision to revive Erwin, a decision he revokes soon after. They're then let out of the brig and given medals by Historia. After kissing her hand, Eren witnesses the future and is scarred for life. 851 to
wait, the timeline not doing justice? I think it's doing pretty good.
Ships to paradise, and Eren changes visibly to his friends. Darker. The anti-Marlians bring technology and knowledge to the island.
Wait, I gotta run that back just a little bit.
Historia gets pregnant at some point. To 800 and given medals by Historia. After kissing her hand, Eren witnesses the future and is scarred for life. 851 to 854. Anti-Marlian kissing her hand, Eren witnesses the future and is scarred for life.
That's what did it?
851 to 854. Anti-Marlian soldiers board ships to paradise, and Eren changes visibly.
The timeline doesn't do its justice. It does it?
Technology and knowledge to the island and help update infrastructure. Historia gets pregnant at some point. They
also you're saying like the show's way better.
Those of Hizuru who offer aid to them in exchange for resources. Eren and the scouts board a ship headed for Marley. While there, they encounter refugees from the Mideast War and have a grand old time as Eren struggles with his decisions that he'll make. After attending a meeting in which Marley plans to declare war on Paradise, Eren steals his resolve. He disappears and ends up infiltrating Marley once more as a
holy aura, bro.
War named Kruger. During the Mideast War, the warriors acknowledge their failure on Paradise and state that if it hadn't been for that, the Mideast War would not have happened. Reiner drops into Fort Slava to make way for Zeke to sink the Mideast Alliance's fleet, which he successfully does, marking the end of the war. The Tiber family then invites the world to the Liberio internment camp, where Willy Tiber reveals the truth of the Great Titan War and Karl Fritz's vow to the world. He villainizes Eren by stating that Eren can circumvent the vow. Eren, meanwhile, is watching this and meets secretly with Reiner, who begs for mercy and receives none. Eren destroys much of Liberio as Armin destroys Marley's fleet to the wharf. Eren manages to eat the Warhammer and capture Zeke. Sasha Browse sadly dies, and Falco and Gabi are captured. Eren is detained, as is Zeke, but the anti-Marlian group known as the Jaegerists take over Paradise and make way for Eren and Zeke to make contact and complete their planned genocide. The warrior unit appears in Shiganshina, where Eren and Reiner are primed for their rematch. Zeke shows up and begins to aid him, but fakes his death when his Titan is killed. Eren mortally wounds Porco, who is then eaten by Falco Grice. Eren runs for Zeke, but has his head blown off by Gabi. In the upset of the century, Zeke catches that baseball like a true champ. In that moment, both are transported to the paths where Zeke...
because when the beast... what was it? The coordinate and the founding titan or some merge or some shit.
Shown his true colors to rejoin him. Eren doesn't and takes command, bringing out the founding titan and beginning the rumbling. The scouts can do nothing, and Floch then takes command, offering Jean a place in the island's leadership. But Jean helps the warriors escape alongside the other scouts who have decided to fight Eren. They reach the port and free the Azumabitos and take their seaplane out to find Eren. After failing to convince him to stop, they decide to take him down by any means necessary. They drop in on him, but are faced by a horde of the previous generations of Titans, including Tom Sarver, Grisha Yeager, Aaron Kruger, and Bertolt
I have to
Hoover.
watch it, bro.
Armin ends up swallowed by a Titan and goes to the paths where he convinces
I
Zeke
have
to rebel
to.
against Eren. In response, Zeke allows Levi.
I'm
to
watching
fight
in
Armin
English, of
uses his
course.
colossal
I
Titan
tried
to
watching
destroy
in
the founding
sub the
body.
other time.
However, Eren turns into a colossal Titan himself and begins to fight Armin. Armin punches a hole in Eren's teeth, and Mikasa proceeds to enter the mouth. She finds the real Eren's head and kills him, ending the founding Titan and the threat of the Titans forever by finally freeing Ymir from her millennia-long slavery to obsessive love. The battle ends, and over 80% of the world's population is killed by Eren. Historia has her baby. Marley and the world begin to seek peace with Eldia, but the Jaegerists are still in power. Mikasa buries Eren's head by their favorite tree, where she had been sleeping during the first episode and chapter. 857. The scouts under Historia Reese become ambassadors to the world and to Paradise, who ask them to mediate peace talks between the two factions, which apparently goes quite well for quite some time. The future and beyond. The scouts are allowed to return to Paradise as they need, where they visit Eren's grave often. Mikasa eventually dies of old age, still wrapped in Eren's scarf. But despite Eren's hopes that this would deter war, war still returns, and the world is once more turned into a wasteland. During this time, a young child and their dog make their way to Paradise, where they find a massive tree not too unlike the one Ymir had found thousands of years earlier. This tree is the same one that Eren's head was buried under. The child enters the cave, and the story ends. Such a bittersweet ending, but what a ride it was. While our world may not have been subject to the rumbling the way Marley was, to say that Titans didn't sweep over our planet would be a lie. The anime may now rank as one of my favorite of all time, in the top 5 at least. But
So
if you're
much
still
brain
waiting for
fuckery.
Attack on Titan, you could always try Junior High. I hear it's hilarious, but if that's not so much your speed and you want a canon story set with the original Attack on Titan world, well, relief may just be around the corner. It was stated that Attack on Titan will receive a new chapter to commemorate the release of a new art book sometime in 2024, so look forward to that. Heck, maybe we'll have to update our timeline.
So much
to
peakery, bro.